Hello all and welcome, and I'm the MGTOW philosopher, and in this video I would like to talk about you, my viewers, and your comments. So once a week I like to go through my comments, pick out 30 of my favorite, and comment on them. Some good, mostly bad, because the negative ones are the funniest, and they make me laugh the most. And they probably make you laugh the most as well. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Number 1, from my video, MGTOW Don't Hate Women. We have a comment posted by Peace Celebrate Waponytail. Very odd name, okay. You don't hate women, and I am Captain America. I don't know, maybe you are Captain America. Maybe I'm the Flash. Who knows? Oh, I know. You just hate when you have to move a finger for a woman. No, I have no problem moving a finger. Several fingers, preferably inside her. Otherwise, no. I mean, I don't have a problem moving a finger for a woman in that regard. But if you're talking about actually doing something for her, yeah, why would I? I mean, is there some kind of payoff? Is she actually paying me? Am I getting paid real money? I mean, unless I'm getting paid something, of course I have a problem with it. Or I'm getting something out of it. You know, quid pro quo. You know, give and get. I give something to you, you give something to me. In that kind of situation, no, I have no problem. But I do have a problem with giving and then not getting anything in return, which is what most transactions with a woman are actually like. Even sex, because they become lazy pigs. Much like refrigerators, they just sit there and do nothing. Now I get it. Women are after your money, so you are after your money. What? Okay, this makes no sense. I'll read it as it's posted, but it doesn't make any sense. So you are after your money before women can get it. What? I'm guessing this person isn't a native English speaker. Why don't you face the truth? You are not going your own way. You are just going to be more selfish. You need to watch my video on selfishness and altruism. They're the two first videos I ever posted. They'll tell you everything that you need to know about selfishness and altruism. Selfishness is good, and altruism is bad, okay? Basically, MGTOW is no different from feminism. You need to watch my video titled MGTOW and feminism, are they the same? Nope. You speak about equality. No. I speak about lack of equality because men and women are not equal. Well, you spread fuck ton of shit about women. Are you a mangina? Are you a blue pill cuck? Are you joking? Is this some kind of joke, this post? And then you say, but we don't hate them. You freaking idiots. MGTOW is a narcissistic group. We're not a group, you idiot. We're individuals. Trying to get men to form groups is like trying to herd cats. It doesn't happen. That's why we're having so much trouble, okay? If we actually did have the ability to become collectives like women, we'd already have won, okay? Give me a break. Just like any other, you freaking idiots. Yeah, okay. All right. Enough said on that retarded post. Next. From my video, Blue Pill Empty Man Syndrome, from Holocaust Denying Flat Earther. I think the name says it all. You're not another person, dipshit. I love it. And you're going to regret your decision to be single when you're older. I am older, you idiot, and I don't regret it. Unless you're a hypocrite and you're not actually going to be alone. Yeah. I live, not with another person, but I do live with someone else, me. Oh, but I'm a dipshit. No, you're not another person, dipshit. I think this guy's IQ is pretty low. He doesn't understand abstract thought. Okay, so unless you're a hypocrite, you're not actually going to be alone, which is more likely the case. Yeah, you're trying to be clever there, buddy, but your writing sucks. Even still, you're going to regret choosing to be a whore. A whore? What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? I've never ever been paid for sex in my life, nor have I paid for sex. No, I'm more than happy to give it away and be given it for free. Yes, I'm not like a woman. I don't say, hey, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that before you get the cock. No, I am an equal opportunity cockist. I give it away freely as long as she's not a disgusting slob. No whore here. It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make and help meet for him. What? I guess he's a foreigner. I mean, trying to communicate in a second language can be difficult, but come on. If you're going to try and communicate with someone in a different language, at least get it right. As for it's not good that the man should be alone, you're talking about you, and then you're projecting your feelings about you onto other men. Next comment. Fat women, why people hate them. By Doe Bo. And by the way, this guy believes the earth is flat and that the Holocaust didn't happen. Let me ask you this, pal, just real quick before I move on, all right? If the earth is flat, how exactly... I don't get it. How exactly is it that we haven't found the edge yet, okay? How is it that we didn't find the edge, that we haven't just sailed right off it or flown right off it into outer space? Could you tell me that? Could you tell me how it is that when I look at the horizon, it's round? You idiot. Can you explain that to me? Ay. Next video, Fat Women, Why People Hate Them by Doe Bo. These weird names. Because people who live in this stupid egocentric rat race can't see past physical limitations. Yeah, she's talking about why men hate fat women. Well, you know, we see past them. And what we see we don't like. You know, you're talking about looking deeper. It's some kind of inner person. When the truth is, all that's in there is blood and guts and bone and shit and piss and all that stuff. It's just meat, lady. I don't know what else you're talking about. I'm interested in what's on the outside, not the gory shit that's on the inside. Life is so short, so you're going to waste being shallow and heartless. Yeah, you forgot a pronoun there, honey. Waste it being shallow and heartless. Yeah, I'm gonna, if you want to call that a waste, then yeah, I'm wasting my life. Yes, I like being shallow and heartless. I like hot chicks, and otherwise I don't want to have anything to do with them. That's right. Wow, great plan. I'm a man myself. You can call yourself a man. Okay, well, if you got the balls to do that, Doe Bo. You've named yourself after a deer, a female deer. Ooh. I'm a man myself and could never imagine looking at someone and judging them based on physical appearance, meaning you married a fat chick and now you're trying to justify it to yourself. Okay, there is so much more to life, and if you allow yourself to be narrow-minded, you won't ever grow or develop. You mean like you, who married a fat chick, and then you got to come on a MGTOW channel and you're not a MGTOW, and you got to try and validate your decision to yourself by attacking other people who don't want to make your bad decision? No thank you, buddy. Next. From my video, What is MGTOW by Faster Master Blaster. Ask a woman to name any benefits to a man to get married in this current toxic climate. Companionship? Love? You'll die alone? Laugh out loud. The woman will generally outlive the man by 10 to 20 years anyway. His only peace after a lifetime of dealing with a nagging harpy. That's good. That's good. I could have said it better myself. I have nothing more to say. And Faster Master Blaster continues by saying, a man works all day, often in a physically demanding job, correct? And you notice that women don't work in these jobs. They say they're equal to men, but they don't want to do the same jobs as men do. I don't see them out there shoveling shit or crawling through sewer pipes or picking up garbage. Okay, so in physically demanding jobs, then is hit with a list of all the jobs around the house, because doing physically demanding exterior work on the house is beneath the pedestalized princess and still falls under traditional gender roles. Right, women don't want to do their traditional roles because that requires too much so-called work that's beneath them. But men, we have to continue to do our gender roles. Isn't that bullshit? Isn't that unfair? Isn't that totally biased, and it's totally bullshit, total double standard? Fuck that. And he's reprimanded if he takes a break to drink a beer. Oh, geez, this guy knows personally firsthand. Obviously. Absolutely toxic environment for men, a never-ending cortisol stress cocktail until you die. I'm going to pass on that. I've seen it firsthand. I don't want anything to do with it. And the odds of finding that special unicorn, well, have you seen a unicorn yet? Yeah, me either. Me neither, pal. So I'm going to pass. Next, what is MGTOW? By Who Turned the Stove On? I can't some of you people pick some normal names. Come on. What am I saying? This is YouTube. Pick whatever name you want. I don't know. What the fuck do I care? Funnily, the only beneficiary of MGTOW are those who hate white men, since this is nothing more than an easy trap to get the birth rate down even lower. Fuck MGTOW. Hey, come on, pal. It's not my fault I'm not having kids. Okay? It's not my fault that other MGTOW ain't having kids. You know, why don't you go attack women, you pussy? Why don't you go onto some feminist channel and attack those cunts? Because they are the reason that MGTOW exists. You know, there's always a cause and there's an effect, okay? MGTOW is the effect. It's like blaming the fuck... It's so ridiculous. I mean, you know, it's like blaming the water for the fucking tide when the cause is actually the fucking moon. I mean, what are you going to blame fucking MGTOW for? We're just the effect. The cause is something else. Go blame feminists, you cucked fucking pussy, you. Next, from my video, What's the Wall? From a Renate Haderer. Okay. Excuse me, but the way you talk is absolutely disgusting. Woman, obviously, you have no value of life. You mean for life. And of course I do. Nor are you nor a human being. You mean nor are you a human being, okay? You are the reason that feminists are so higher in population. You mean so much higher in the population? You keep forgetting your articles here. Population isn't hard. You need to use the. Okay, so I am following a Yeshua, not feminist, okay? Men do not have quality anymore. Oh, my God. I guess she means men are not good quality anymore. Of course, honey, you have to look at what's creating men. You know, single mothers. You want better men? Get better women, you dumb bitch. A man do not talk like you. You are a poor excuse of a male. Even my husband says so. Your husband is a pussy. Your husband is a cuck. He's a mangina, white knight wimp, and he will probably tell you any and everything you wanted to hear just so you don't fucking nag him to death, okay? He's a pussy. He's going to tell you whatever makes you happy because you're wearing the pants in the family. Oh, my God. I can imagine he's just waiting for the day he fucking dies so he can get away from you. You nagging harpy cunt, you. He's a man and knows his value. Right, because you have told him he has value. Because you say, you're a man with value. You're not a man with value. You have value because, oh, but you don't agree with me. No, you have no value. And is very much liked and loved. Liked and loved by who? By you? Who gives a shit? He's got to be a pussy for you to like and love him. The only reason you like and love him is because he agrees with you and does what you want. He's like a good little puppy dog. Pathetic. Next comment. Marching Misfit. From the Blue Pill Empty Man Syndrome video. The answer is a dog. Dogs don't cost as much and won't leave you. Dogs are loyal. I like dogs. No. It's just another substitute, okay? It's just another substitute. It's another distraction to keep you away from getting to know you. Don't get a dog. Don't do any of that shit, okay? You don't need them. Brad Yarnold. Blue Pill Empty Man Syndrome. Fuck off, idiot. Humans need touch, connection, and sex with other people in order to be emotionally, physically, and mentally healthy. Well, maybe you do, but I don't, okay? So speak for yourself, and don't speak for every motherfucking human on the goddamn earth. Next, Laura Whelan on fat women and why men hate them. Your mom was probably fat. Or your mom probably got fat after she had you. How can you trash talk women when you came from one? Abandonment issues? With a question mark. I guess she's asking, kind of making the implicit, you know, oh, you have abandonment issues. But she puts a question mark there to make it, oh, yeah, please. You're making a statement, honey. Pathetic. Lady, I don't have any abandonment issues, and my mother wasn't fat either. And by the way, every single man came from a woman. And by your logic, no man can say anything bad against a woman, which is obviously what you believe, because you're clearly a feminist. We have another one from Laura Whelan. This is too stupid not to post. MGTOW philosopher as well built the whole freaking world. Okay, I guess she meant to say, because I had told her men built the world, and we did, by the way. Women as well built the whole freaking world. What did you do? You had babies? You can have babies in comas. Woman in a coma. The woman can get by a fucking car, and she can bring a baby to term, and she'll just be laying there fucking unconscious the whole time. How hard is that? I mean, come on. You're not really making the world there, okay? Technically speaking, you're just, you know, an incubator. Yeah, making sure women don't get an opportunity. He puts A, he didn't say and. Making sure women don't get a opportunity. But A-M-D, not A-N-D. And if they try to speak up, they get accused of being a witch. Well, first of all, I believe you are a witch, and I'm going to say it. But in truth, in Western society, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to criticize women, and that's how you know they're in charge. And by the way, honey, who's holding women back? Women between the ages of, say, 24 and 30, they make more money than men on average. There's 60% of who is in college. There's no wage gap except for men now. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Women are being held back and denied opportunities. You are just reading from the feminism playbook. This is gender studies 101 bullshit. It's total crap. Why don't you go live in Saudi Arabia if you hate women so much? Where they can't drive. That might be a good thing. Women drivers suck. Can't show their own bodies. Can't do shit or else they get their head shaved off. You mean cut off? Shaved off. If the thought of women having opportunities in your country is so bad for you, yeah, and I guess she meant to say, she didn't say anything after that. Okay, no, honey, it's not, okay? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I have no problem with women having opportunities. I have no problem with equality of opportunity. My problem is that women don't want equality of opportunity because they suck at almost everything compared to a man. No, they want equality of outcome, which must be forced by government regulation, which makes it unnatural and unequal. Actually, it makes it unfair. For those who can do the job the best. Laura Wheeland continues. Oh, she really went on a tirade. Let's make a video about why women don't like fat men. Well, there's plenty of women that like fat men because those fat men have money, honey. They like those fat men just fine because those fat men have money. If you got money, they like you just fine. Well, the opposite is not true for men. If a woman has money, we don't give a fuck. She better have a tight ass. Next, from the Raven 702 on What is the Wall? Wow! Wonder what you look like, asshole. Let's see a picture of you 20 years ago compared to one taken today. Well, actually, I look very much like I did when I was 18, even though I'm far, far older. So, honestly, I look quite good, and I've seen pictures of people I went to school with. Holy shit, they look like crap. I didn't even recognize them, but you can recognize me still. I'm not a disgusting blob. I'm still in pretty good shape. So, nope, you're wrong. Men are more likely to develop that dad bod. Yeah, bitch, you've been watching too much fucking TV, okay? You've been watching too much motherfucking TV. This is Western TV. That's bullshit, this dad bod nonsense. All those commercials are made to indoctrinate women into treating men like second-class citizen morons and making it okay to badmouth them and essentially treat men like garbage. That's all those commercials are for. Dad bod my ass. Fuck you, cunt. And let themselves go more often than women. Yeah, but we can get money, bitch. We're far more productive than you, cunt. So who gives a fuck? Okay? We don't need to be awesome looking. We can have fucking money and we will rip your ass up. So who gives a shit about your stupid dad bod comment anyway? Dad bod. That's made up. That's horse shit. It's just another way for the media to slam men and make them look like idiots, okay? And to make it socially acceptable to do so. I think women work harder than men do at keeping themselves looking as best as they can. Yeah, because that's what men want, you dumb bitch. And men work as hard as they can to make money because they know that's what you want. Well, maybe not you because you're such a fat slob you could never get a man with money. So you have to work hard just like a man would. But, I mean, a hot chick, now, yeah, she does work hard to look good. You sit around and eat fucking bonbons and watch Oprah, probably. Oh, that's right, no man would take care of you. So you go to the office, work all fucking day, and you get home, and you scarf down 2 or 3 bags of chips. Okay, we got it. And the big, giant, hearty man, nuke-em dinner, you just throw it in the microwave, you eat a few of those, you're just fine. I know men complain about how women take longer to get ready. Women want to look their best wherever they go, while idiot men just throw on some jeans and a t-shirt. They're ready to go. Basically, I'm saying go to hell. Well, why don't you go to hell first, honey? In fact, I think being married, you would be hell. So whoever you're with, if it's anybody, which I doubt, is already there. Next, by the ugly truth on fat women, why men hate them. Wow, that video got a lot of fucking, a lot of hate. Jesus. I guess the truth pisses people off. MGTOW philosopher, I can refute all 10 of your points and give you 10 advantage points. You're not so smart. Wah! And then the bitch goes on to say nothing. Oh, okay, ugly truth. Well, I can fly. Wah! I don't have to show you that I can actually fly. I won't show you myself jumping out the window and flying around like fucking Superman. I'm just going to make the claim, but I'm not actually going to provide any proof for it. Okay, next. Jim Gallagher one day ago on What is MGTOW? Why is it that MGTOW morons never seem to see themselves as having any part in their problems with Soman? You mean women? Try editing your comments, please, okay? I make typos and mistakes too, but come on. It takes two to tango. I've heard this tango bullshit before. Give me a break. Two to tango. No, you tango by yourself, dickface, okay? That's number one. Number two, why is it the MGTOW morons? MGTOWs are not morons. MGTOWs are smart enough to see the disadvantages of getting involved with women in a long-term relationship, so we don't. We still do get involved with women, just not to the point where we're a sucker like you and get all our shit taken, okay? And they don't see themselves as having any part in their problems with women. Okay, first of all, buddy, if you were just talking to one guy or two guys, but you're talking to thousands, tens of thousands, millions of guys, are you going to at some point say, oh, maybe it's feminism? Are you ever going to say maybe it's women? Oh, no, you attack your own sex, your own species, your own race. You attack us. Clearly must be the man. It can't be the woman. Did you ever stop to entertain that possibility, buddy? Oh, you did not. I wonder why you did not stop to entertain that possibility. I wonder why. Why didn't that ever enter your head that it might be women that are the problem and not men? Oh, you immediately jumped to the conclusion that it's men that are the problem. We are the problem. It can't possibly be men. It can't possibly be women, can it? It must be men. Men are always at fault, right? It's always us. Always the men, never the women. I see. Okay. Next. This guy's far too cucked. There's no way to get through to him. Another comment from Jim Gallagher on What is MGTOW? MGTOW philosopher, for starters, you little wimp. I'm a little wimp, huh? Well, we see how you really feel about men. Boy, you sound like a woman. You might be a woman pretending to be a man, or you might be a man who has been so feminized that you're essentially a woman anyway. For starters, you little wimp, you're not a philosopher. You're a little boy ranting. No men are joining MGTOW. Only males who run away from problems rather than fix them. Fix what? What about you talking about? This is a gender-wide problem, a social problem. This is a problem that's affecting all of society. All women are infected with this shit. You can't just, it's not something you can fix. What, am I going to set up a fucking de-indoctrination school for fucking women, a re-education center for all of these people who've been brainwashed for 20, 30 years, and I'm somehow going to devote all these fucking resources to try and de-Manchurian candidate them into being normal? Get the fuck out of here, idiot. Then you come up with a big, fancy-looking argument. Yeah, the only people that say that are people who can't understand what you're saying. But it isn't fancy explanation for why you MGTOWs aren't pussy. What? I can't understand what the fuck this guy's saying. But it isn't... Okay, well, I'll just try to decipher what is supposed to be English. Okay, so MGTOWs, it's isn't a fancy explanation for why you MGTOWs aren't pussies. But it fails. You are go back to mommy and daddy's house. What? That made no sense. Oh, wait, you never left there, did you, sissy man? Hilarious. I feel like the Emperor. And you remember the movie, the last one was Revenge of the Sith? You know, he stands there gloating about the fucking Jedi being dead, and he holds his hands out, and he's cackling in glee. The Jedi are dead. That's how I feel right now. In fact, I'm so loving this. It's so funny. I'm actually mimicking him. I think my hands are up. My head is going up. I'm laughing glee. This is so hilarious. You sissy man, you. Next. Genuine Peach, one day ago, are MGTOW and feminists the same? I think people are saying MGTOW is just like feminism because a lot of the community complains, just like the feminist community. That's it. Words and actions are not the same thing. You need to look at, are we doing the same things they are, or are we just talking to each other, sharing information, and trying to convince others of the veracity of our ideas? Because if we're not actually acting the same way they are, then we're not actually the same. This is evidenced by the most popular comments on the most popular MGTOW channels that say shit like, "Oh, women are garbage, bitches," etc. That's trash talk, okay? Am I going out on the street protesting and saying that? Come on. Just like feminazis say, "All men are garbage." Well, yeah, okay, but that's taught in universities. Have you ever heard of gender study courses, you idiot? Okay? We're not trying to indoctrinate college-age kids and fill up the universities with MGTOW professors to teach this shit. And by the way, most MGTOW guys don't think that. Don't think women are bitches and garbage. This is just some of the more extreme elements, okay, that are MGTOW. That's not a general representation, but what you just said, all men are garbage, that is a general representation of feminism, okay? Big difference. Both are very bitter about the opposite gender for their own personal reasons. I'm not bitter. You are making assumptions now. You're making assumptions based on a few outliers that you see on MGTOW channels where it's okay for men to vent because they can't vent anywhere else. So they get a little bottled up. These emotions get a little bottled up, so they explode sometimes. Yeah, and they feel free to do so because they're in an anonymous atmosphere. But for you to conflate that with feminism and the way that feminists act, I think is a little misguided, okay? It's just not right. Not right at all. And it's very wrong to assume that all MGTOW or even a majority are bitter. I'm in no way bitter. I love women. I like women just fine. And I don't have a problem with women. My problem is more with the system and with feminism in general. Women are just being women. Women have always been like this. They've just been given too much free rein to act like the total cunts that they can be if they don't have anybody there to balance them out and keep them in control, okay? Like parents with kids. That's how it's the same. The feminist community has a reputation for hating men. They had that reputation. They too. Have you listened to them? Have you seen them what they do? I mean, come on now. There's a big difference between making general pejoratives like, "Oh, women are bitches," and, you know, "Oh, men kill themselves at a far higher rate than women." I think that's so funny. You don't hear men saying that. You need to get some perspective, buddy, okay? And let me tell you, we don't have a reputation for hating women. That's something that feminists push to try and make them equivalent, okay, when they're not. Genuine Peach, same video. He acknowledges that there are many differences, but you cannot deny the similarities about the two communities. Yeah, I can deny them. Why would you say I can't? Words in my mouth. Of course I can deny the similarities. Think about why men would choose to first join MGTOW. There's no join. See, this guy didn't know anything. Dude, MGTOW is not a fucking club. It's just men going their own way. It's like men that like swimming, or men that hunt a Sasquatch, okay? Now, that might actually, I think that actually is a group. A bunch of nut jobs get together on a fucking weekends and run around the fucking woods together looking for fucking Bigfoot. That's more of a group than MGTOW, you idiot. No. MGTOW is just a title, a label. It's like atheism. You know, if I say I'm an atheist, that's it. There's no fucking group attached to atheism. There's no dogma. It's just, I don't believe in God. It's just like, I don't believe in fairies. I'm an atheist about fairies. Or whatever the hell term you would use. A non-fairyist or something, okay? Whatever the hell you would call it. I don't believe in fucking fairies. That's it. That's not a group. MGTOW is much the same way. It's just not believing in long-term relationships with women or cohabitating. That's it. There's no ideology. There's no group. As for the actions portion, let's take into account that third-wave feminism has been prevalent for a while now and accepted. Yeah, and do you know what third-wave feminism does? It actively promotes actual man-hating. But slowly, it's being rightfully rejected. No, it's not. You're just a boob. It's this anti-feminist bullshit. Anti-feminism is not real. All anti-feminists are still feminists. They just see that the third wave shit is very, very unpalatable and it turns people off of feminism. So they pretend to be anti-feminist while still embracing egalitarianism, which is a belief in equality, in equality of outcome, which is cultural Marxism. Anti-feminism is not anti-feminism. It's just more anti-third wave negativity being projected, and instead they hide it and they don't let you see the negativity. They try to present themselves as being anti-feminist, this and that, but it's really feminism. It's feminism. It's just a nicer, more cuddly way of being presented when what's under the surface is still the same goddamn thing. It's just a Trojan horse deal, buddy, okay? The MGTOW community on their other hand is brand new. 10, 15 years. I mean, it's not that brand new. I mean, yeah, I guess it is pretty new. We don't know how far they may go if they are given leniency for extremist actions like feminist. What do you mean leniency? What kind of leniency do we need? You know, we live in a free fucking country in America where we can say whatever the fuck we want, pal. You got a problem with freedom of speech? Huh? Cuckboy, you got a problem with freedom of speech? I don't need leniency from you or anybody else, for goddamn sake. I'll go out and do whatever the fuck I want as long as it don't hurt anybody else. Don't tell me I need leniency from you for extremist actions. What do you consider extreme? Feminazis? Just like feminazis were and still are in some cases. Not as much today. Well, have you been looking around, douchebag? Have you seen Antifa? Those are all feminists. They're all feminists. What are you talking about? These Nazis running around the street beating people up and they're calling themselves anti-Nazis when they're the real Nazis. They're all feminists, you idiot. I don't mind what MGTOW stands for. I think they have legitimate concerns about feminazis and unfair court systems for men. However, the community seems to be focused on hating women, and I think that gives the MGTOW community a bad name. Give me a break, buddy. Okay, listen to me. First of all, I can understand why some hate women, and quite frankly, I don't see a problem with it, because if you don't hate your enemy, you're a fucking moron, and they're going to kill you. You gotta have some dislike for your enemy. Dislike, anger, hate. Yeah, some people take it too far, but expecting these guys to keep this in check on an anonymous channel, anonymous name where they're supposed to be able to vent, and now you're telling them they can't, and you're equating that venting with actual real actions in the physical world and the extremist actions of feminazis. That's a big mistake. You're conflating things that should not be conflated. I'm going to move on from this guy. Next, Yo Bro, that's his name. The always believe her narrative. Courts are crooked through and through. Avoid women. Soon the sex dolls will be big time biz. Gov will try to eliminate them. You know, it's just very interesting because I forgot which European country it was, but there was a brothel that had been opened up, but it was a brothel completely full of sex dolls, high quality sex dolls, 4, 5, 6,000 whatever the hell, American dollars a piece, really high quality, and this place was booming, 100, 150, 200 euros an hour, and man, they were getting a lot of business. And then they were essentially narked out by the real hookers who were operating nearby because this sex doll place was stealing all their business. So the cops went in to break them up, but of course the owner got a heads up and he moved the location. So the cops were going to shut down. Get this, they were going to shut down a business that's doing nothing illegal. Of course, it would be made legal, no doubt. Oh, you don't have the correct license. I'm sorry. This is an illegal business. Meanwhile, you got hookers selling their asses 1 block over from where this place was operating. The cops do nothing about it. Oh, because those are real women. Oh, you can't steal jobs from real women. They're both illegal. And I would think that the real women, that's more illegal. Oh, sorry. We can't let you operate. What a bunch of horse shit. So, yeah, I agree with you. The government is probably going to try to shut that shit down big time because government, women voters, outnumber men, do what the women want. Next. Peace, celebrate, waponytail. Okay. If every man will become MGTOW, human race will cease to exist. Okay. Maybe you should rethink your ideology a little. No, I don't need to rethink my ideology because not everybody is going to become MGTOW, buddy. You know how many dumb people there are in the world? You know how many morons, idiots, retards? There's a lot of dumb people on the planet. They're all going to continue fucking and having kids. I don't have to worry about the human race procreating. And quite frankly, if the number of white people continues to diminish, it's just better for me because my intelligence becomes more valuable because with scarcity, something gains in value, and white people are not going to become extinct. Power will just become more centralized because we're among the smartest race on earth. And so we will continue to rule, and there'll just be less of us, and we'll still make the most money, and we'll still do the best because we're the smartest. And quite frankly, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with less people in general. So honestly, I mean, we have too many people. We have too many people. Look at the fucking world, okay? If we don't have too many, we soon will. And quite frankly, millions die every day. Are you aware of that? That millions die a day from starvation, mostly? I mean, doesn't that tell you something? We don't yet have the technology to feed everybody on Earth, okay? And people said, there's plenty of food, but not enough money. Well, that's a valid argument, too. So there's not enough wealth being generated yet either. So either way, it's a valid argument. Now, I'm not making the Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge argument, the get rid of the surplus population. No. But if it happens naturally, that's like no horrible thing. Just through people not procreating as much. Why do we have to continue procreating? I mean, eventually we are going to reach a certain point where we really can't take any more people on this planet. What are we going to do? Then go to fucking Mars and colonize the moon? I mean, come on. Use your head, huh? Next, Betty Swallows. Okay, Vicky Madison. What the fuck? I don't know who wrote this. Vicky Madison or Betty Swallows, whoever. Wow, that sounds a lot like a man is only as faithful as his options from What is MGTOW? Well, no. Men are different than women. Okay? Men are different. We're able to feel much more for a woman than she is for us, okay? Because at least our emotions, though shallow they might be, are actually, at least they are for her, when her emotions are just for our wallet. So, yeah, we're a lot more authentic than she is. Next, from Dobo. Again, oh, God. For fat women, why men hate them. MGTOW the philosopher. How absurd to call yourself a philosopher. I am currently working towards my bachelor's in philosophy. Philosophy doesn't teach you to be shallow and hateful. Spelled shallow wrong, by the way. I'm not shallow or hateful. And even if I was, there's plenty of philosophers out there that are shallow and hateful people. What the hell does being shallow and hateful have to do with not being a philosopher? Oh, so let me get this straight. Yeah, so you're the real philosopher, and I'm not the real philosopher. You put these arbitrary standards on a specific label, and if I don't meet these arbitrary standards, I don't qualify for this arbitrary label that you have decided upon. That doesn't even fit the actual definition. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't agree with you. I can be as shallow and hateful as I want, and it doesn't invalidate the knowledge or the wisdom that I have, you dumb cunt, you. It expects you to question the big picture like the universe and reality. Metaphysics? Fuck off. Instead, you are asking for money so you can continue to spread your message of hate and shallowness when your life is passing you by. My life isn't passing me by, you dumb bitch. No more than it is you. To say that my life is passing me by, it's passing everybody by, you dumb cunt. What a dummy. Good Lord. You're wasting your money, by the way, on a degree in philosophy, honey. You're going to be able to think deep thoughts about being unemployed. Next, JJMRA 77777 on What is MGTOW? MGTOW philosopher. I not MGTOW. I call myself real man who don't care about people feeling. I'm serious. That's how he actually wrote it. Okay. Well, you should realize that regardless of what you might call yourself, if you meet the criteria for a definition, then you are that thing, technically speaking. So you are MGTOW even if you don't call yourself a MGTOW. Okay, next, Michael Ashfield. Old world men understood women. If what the world needed was regression, the whole world would be living under Islamic State and Sharia law by now. No. That's called a straw man argument, my friend, because we're not talking about Islamic countries. We're talking about the West. Now, if you were to go back 100 years in Islam, you would see exactly the same picture it is now. They don't need regression because you can go back 700 years and they're living the exact same way now that they did then. Nothing has changed. They don't need regression. They need progress. And they need real progress, by the way. Not what leftists in the West like to call progress, but it's not progress at all. You see, that's the problem. Progressivism is not about progress. It's just a label that some leftists essentially attached to bad ideas and then got people to believe that those ideas are somehow progressive ideas by simply putting the label on them. The leftists learn very well that controlling language controls how people think. Now, so your comment, which is a straw man argument, is trying to substitute a totally different culture from what I'm talking about. So it's not an applicable argument at all. Rockabilly 333 on What's the Wall. Wow, are you Jewish? Nope. A woman's vagina, for the most part, stays the same size. They wrote sane, not same. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about, buddy? It's flesh. It's flesh. It's skin. What are you talking about? It stays the same. The skin on my arm is going to get saggier over time and looser, all right? And the muscle, too. What do you think happens down there? And it's getting used regular. It's getting stretched and flexed. Come on now. Use your brain. They stay the same size their whole life. That is a lie. Who told you this? I know from experience because I banged women of various ages. And whether if they had kids, didn't have kids, there was a difference, a noticeable difference. Of course, if they had kids, there was a humongous difference. Are you going to tell me now that having kids doesn't change it either? You moron. And by your statement, it's pretty obvious that you never got laid when you were young. Yeah, I did, you idiot. And older women know what they're doing in the sack. Do they? Do they really? I mean, if they're old and alone and single, do you really think they know what they're doing in the sack? Because I think if they knew what they were doing in the sack, they would have been doing it and they would have kept their man. But if you had any kind of I guess he meant to say expertise, E-X-P-E-R, or experience, you would know that. Can't you just write a whole word? What is it with you people? It's too much effort for you to finish this, and instead of writing exper, you write experience. That could be, that abbreviation could mean expertise. It could mean expert. It could mean experience. Sure, I like younger girls also, but they get boring and cranky fast. That's why you dump them. Take a look at the YouTube channel, Banshee Moon. She's 50 and very good looking. I will respectfully disagree and say 50, I'm not touching that. Next, Thomas J. Voss 2 days ago. Ask a woman these questions. That's in one of my videos, of course. So Thomas J. Voss said, I think avoiding women altogether is stupid. Well, I don't. Most ladies act the way they do because us men let it happen. Politicians let it happen. Politicians bribed by big bankers and people with an agenda, okay, who wanted to give women the vote, all right? And politicians who wanted more voters, and women they knew would vote to them if they pandered to them, while men were much more difficult to manipulate. We need to have certain rules to go by. Good luck enforcing them now. Never ever give a woman any financial benefits at all. Why don't you talk to somebody else about that, buddy? Because you're preaching to the choir. Don't give her gifts. No shit. Don't invite her. Oh, God. Don't invite her out for dinner all the time and pay. I don't pay for women. Never let them drive your cars. Live in your house without paying half the cost, or at least 40% of their income if they don't make enough. And last but not least, don't get married without the foolproof paperwork first. All right, so this guy's giving a lot of bad advice, okay? He's giving some good advice, but it's advice that's common sense, and every MGTOW knows it. And it's advice I've given, but he's also mixing in bad advice. First of all, don't let her live with you at all, okay? If you're too fucking poor to pay your own rent, get a different fucking apartment. If you need a fucking roommate, you'd be better getting a roommate than a fucking woman. Do not let a woman live with you. Because if you let a woman live with you, there are some things you need to understand, guys. First of all, you can't change locks. You can't do it anymore nowhere in America. You cannot do it. If you change locks and she comes home, she'll call the cops, and the cops will tell you better let her in. You better give her a fucking key, okay? We're taking your ass downtown, or we're going to write you a fucking citation or something. You can't do that. So you can't get rid of her. Then you have to legally evict her, and she can fight it. It could take months and months and months, and it costs money too. Good luck with that. So don't do that, okay? And she's under no obligation to pay you anything if you let her live with her. live with you. I mean, sure, you could try to kick her out, but again, you have to fucking evict her, just like you would a tenant. Don't do that. Dumb. And then he says, if you're going to marry her, you get the foolproof paper. There is no such thing, okay? Judges all over America are tossing out prenups left and right. They will not honor them. They call them unfair. If the judge looks at the prenup and he thinks it's unfair, he'll toss it out, even if it's what you or your lawyer considered ironclad. Now, so let's continue. If she likes you, I guess he meant to say, it's fine to tell her you need to secure yourself financially if something happens in the future. Prenups are no guarantee. Never get married. If she can't handle these basic rules, let the horse walk on to find other waters. We agree on that at least. And of course, overweight or single moms, don't even think about it. He gave some very bad advice in there, though. Mixed it in with some good advice to try and slip it past us. But it didn't work. Next, straight SRT 8 driver. Why are men still getting married? Oh, for Christ's sake, just live together. In which case, the bitch gets nothing. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. She can sue you for palimony, you moron. The bitch gets nothing. Not your kids, not your property, or your cars, since there's no contract between you and the state where you live, a.k.a. marriage license. What? She'll still get the kids. Doesn't matter if you're not married. Women overwhelmingly get the kids, you moron. Or your kids, since there's no contract between you and the state where you live, a.k.a. No, they still get the kids and the property. Maybe. Well, I mean, it depends if they can sue for palimony. But if it's if you bought it jointly, yes, she would get property still. But if it's your house, no. But you'd still have to evict her. If you let her live with you, you'd still have to evict her and go through a whole legal proceeding, okay? And she could make the case that she paid bills, that she paid partially for the house. I mean, there are still things she can do legally that she could possibly make a claim on your property. Don't live with them. Next, Red Leg E.G. Smith 3 days ago on You Should Billet the Homeless. Yes, this is an older video I made about a mayor in a specific small American town where she advocated regular citizens taking in the homeless. Sure, let them live in your house. Now, Red Leg said, there's a social problem here. You fail to address it. You laugh and mock their plight. Find the root cause. Seek a solution. Okay, buddy, there is no root cause. There are many causes of homelessness, not just one, okay? There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's tons of people with mental diseases, there's fucking people that are veterans from foreign wars, and you got lazy people who don't want to fucking work. That's no root. That's a lot of roots, okay? I laugh and mock their plight. Listen. Okay, there is no one single solution, but I can tell you what isn't a solution. Somebody opening their house up and letting homeless people sleep in their house. They're going to come home from work and find all their shit gone. That's not a good idea. You don't want to incentivize homelessness by giving people places to stay, okay? That makes the problem worse, not better. Next comment from After the Rage. Why are men still getting married? He says, you misunderstand the 50-50 thing. It's not a 50-50 chance throughout the entire marriage, meaning your whole life. It's 50-50 per year. He's correct about that. And I was going to make a video about this, and I still will, probably. Meaning, at each New Year's Eve, flip a coin, and if it's tails, your life will be ruined the next year. According to the CDC, the chances of first marriages surviving more than 10 years, and let's face it, for the average guy, single divorce is enough to destroy them, is 6.6%. Something you guys out there have to understand that the 50-50 thing, is just people getting divorced each year of the existing marriages. But if you look at first marriages over a 10-year period, at the 10-year mark, 93.4% are divorced. Now, I mean, that's very fucking high. That's crazy. And these are numbers you're not going to hear from anybody except somebody who's actually done some research. This 50-50 thing is total bullshit. So, you still want to get married? if you've never been married before, the odds that you will still be married in 10 years are about 6.6%. Ay vey, that's not good. That's an overall percentage. Now, let's look at the specific numbers. If there's no birth during the marriage, there's only a 3.7% chance that within 10 years you won't be divorced. If there was a birth before the marriage, there's a 6.5% chance you'll still be married after 10 years. If there was a birth at month 0 to 7 months after getting married, there's a 7.4% chance you will still be married in 10 years. And if there was a birth 8+ months after the marriage, your chances of still being married in 10 years are a whopping 7.9%. So all of you idiot, moron, cuck fools out there who have never been married and you're thinking about getting married, your overall odds of the marriage lasting past the 10-year mark, which, by the way, isn't it amazing that 10 years is pretty much the average amount of years you have to be married in the United States to get alimony? So the odds of the marriage lasting beyond the 10-year mark are roughly 6.6%. Are you still feeling lucky, punks? And the final comment from Atimo. Old world men understand women. If women are high-functioning retards, why have you allowed them to dominate you? Why have you allowed them to take over your system? Why did you allow them to force you to go your own way? I love it. Hey, this guy sounds like a fucking robot. I just talking. I automatically take on a robot voice repeating these words. It's so monosyllabic and just it's hilarious. Okay, so first of all, we didn't let them force us to do anything. MGTOW is a natural reaction to a cause. You have cause and you have effect. When things get bad, when something happens, there is a natural pushback, a blowback, an effect from the cause. We're just a cause. We are just an effect of a cause, nothing more. We're like the moon's gravity causing the tides, okay? That's it. The water didn't just decide to flap around at some point and have waves in it. There was a cause. It was an outside cause, and it was a natural reaction, what happened from that cause. So we didn't decide anything in that sense. We're just a natural function of a cause. We're an effect from a cause. Something caused us. We are an effect. We are the universe, you could say, or entropy seeking to right the balance. We are the natural balancing effect that is trying to set things right, okay? So, okay, let me put it this way. So, women created feminism, which disenfranchised men. Men become disenfranchised. The natural effect is for men to withdraw until things get better, and their withdrawing returns things to balance because society cannot function without them, women cannot function without them, and then feminism recedes. Do you understanding me? Nobody forced us to do anything. It's men going their own way. It's a choice. Okay? Why have you allowed them to dominate you? Oh my God, buddy. Okay? Are you listening? Are you listening? Politicians, some very few psychopaths in our society want political power. They want power, and they can't get real jobs, so they go into politics, and they do whatever the people who can vote the most want them to do. It's that simple. And that is comment number 30, and I am done. And I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.